So today we're going to talk to you about Southeast San Diego, and we're going to begin by discussing its history and its culture. So Southeast San Diego is the result of a collection of subdivisions and additions of real estate properties purchased for the development of the city in 1870, after the acquisition of the Mexican land grants Pueblo Lands and ex-mission Rancho de San Diego Alcala. By 1885, the California Southern Railroad established a line between San Diego and National City. San Diego's population tripled as a result of the arrival of the railroad. The city underwent a decade-long building boom, but actual settlement of the new subdivisions in Southeast San Diego did not match the rate of land sales. After the boom, residential growth was slower but steady into the early 20th century because of the neighborhood's proximity to downtown, the rail lines, and the bay. Residential development during this early period was primarily concentrated west of 28th Street and included both modest wood-frame workers' cottages and large estates built by San Diego's elite. The 1915 Panama Exposition and military buildup during World War I brought new people to the city, many of whom eventually ended up settling in Southeast San Diego. During the 1920s and 1930s, the planned area experienced denser and more ethnically diverse residential development, and the popularity of the Craftsman style and Spanish-inspired revival styles heavily influenced the look of the planned area. Today, southeastern San Diego remains one of the most ethnically diverse neighborhoods in all of San Diego. There's a lot of culture and diversity packed into the neighborhoods of Southeast San Diego, as the area is home to many ethnic communities, including Latino, African Americans, Asians, and Pacific Islanders. Located between 94 and the 805 freeways, Cholas View is in an urban neighborhood named for the Cholas cactus that once covered the landscape. Market Street is the main thoroughfare and where you'll find the Jacob Center for Neighborhood Innovation and Market Creek Plaza, home to a rich array of concerts and events at an outdoor amphitheater. Market Creek Plaza is also the home of the Semper Children's Art Wall, which runs along the backside of the amphitheater. A copper inlaid tree spans the wall, decorated with hand-painted tile leaves created by more than 1,000 children living in the area. The annual Diamond Street Fair also draws thousands to the area and includes food stands, vendors, and multiple stages for performances. Another can't-miss festival in the area is the annual Phil Am Fest. Held every October, the celebration of Filipino-American arts and culture features 2 stages of live entertainment.
Here's a map of Southeast San Diego, which is an urbanized area with a 21.4 square miles with 9 different planning areas such as Memorial, Southcrest, Logan Heights, and Sherman Heights, to name a few. The population is a 90% that is evenly split with Latinos, Filipinos, Southeast Asia, and African American. The population of Southeast is nearly up to 156,000 residents, with the majority of ages that are between 25 to 44 years old. An estimation of public schools that Southeast holds has an estimation of 63% of students who are eligible for free lunch, and it is a class working area with low and middle class community. A 30.03% is the total people who completed their education that is not high school, and there is only a 12% that have their bachelor's degree, meaning there is a 94% of students who attend a public school while only 6% attend a private school. The majority of the population speak English and Spanish. There is a 38% of families who are raising their children in a single household.
After driving around Southeast San Diego, I was able to see that much vandalism does take place. There is a 73% risk for burglary and an 82% risk of rape, making that a total crime risk of 92%. And the reason for these crimes is because it was found that 42% of gang members reside in Southeast San Diego. As far as education goes, it was stated that the average dropout rate of Southeast San Diego is 15 to 17%. 22.4 never make it to high school, and 18.6 attend high school for 2 years. 8.9% of those who live in this community go to college and get an associate's degree.
One of the greatest assets is the Jacob Center for Neighborhood Innovations, which is a nonprofit organization. It was founded in 1995 by Dr. Zoe and V. Jacobs. The center was established so the residents could be involved with the development of the community. It works in partnership with the Jacobs Family Foundation. The Jacob Center assets are land. The developers own 60 acres of land. 10 acres was used to create Market Creek Plaza, which is a shopping center. The residents and the Jacob Center staff work together to plan, design, and build Market Creek Plaza. Furthermore, so right across the street from the Jacob Center is a place called the Writer's Spot. And what they do is they mentor the youth, and they also give the youth an opportunity to draw graffiti to keep them off the streets and keep them busy. The library offers various services to the community, such as tutoring services for the youth and classes such as yoga. They also have free HIV testing for people who don't have health insurance. It primarily serves the urban population in San Diego and surrounding cities. The programs offered are community health services and public housing, behavioral health, chronic conditions, community health, dental services, diagnostic services, emergency services, family health, family planning. The one hospital that they do have is called Paradise Valley Hospital. It has been around for about 20 plus years. And what they do is they offer services like emergency care, they have senior care, hospice care, and it's just a place to go like for the common cold. So.
The community structure that makes up Southeast San Diego is mainly residential, composed of single-family homes and multifamily developments, combined with industrial, commercial spaces, school sites, a cemetery, and parks. Located just east of downtown, Southeast San Diego overlaps with commercial buildings, recycling centers, industrial workshops, salvage yards, tow yards, with some houses along the way, all connected by some kind of fence, security wall, or garden walls that defines each individual property. The diversity of the built environment in this community can be viewed as a strength. It has access to 3 freeways, the 94, 805, and the 15, and public transportation that runs heavily throughout each neighborhood. It is also common to see graffiti from neighborhood gangs and tagging crews throughout all the neighborhoods. The homeless population is highly visual, as well as the struggling addicts that loiter around the methadone clinic. The methadone clinic provides a legal form of heroin that is 75% potent. This allows struggling addicts to continue with their addiction. It's common to see them passed out on the street and on public transportation stops.
With the high number of gang activity throughout Southeast San Diego, another area of concern is this cross street formerly known as Four Corners. Four Corners received its name after there being 4 deaths located on each corner of this cross street every month that lasted throughout the whole year. The high number of gang activity makes this Four Corners spot not a safe place for local community members to attend at night. Often burglaries do occur in this area and other crimes as well. Driving around Southeast San Diego, we found that there is a number of interracial churches that pertain to each population within the community. One astonishing fact that there is more liquor stores than there are churches. Also driving around, we found various parks that had huge land space and wide variety of shade. This park right here offers a tennis court, basketball court, and other benches along with the barbecue that offers the community a place to come and enjoy this weekend. Most of the businesses within Southeast San Diego are meant for people with lower income. You would see food places that accept EBT and more Boost Mobile compared to T-Mobile's.
Tell me about the school. Like, how was it growing up in this neighborhood?
Growing up in this neighborhood, it was it's a struggle. I mean, but the community has they had a lot of resources that help you get through, and it's a good community. They have good schools.
How long have you lived here?
I have lived in this community for 24 years.
Okay. What things have changed and stayed the same?
They have built a market here. It's called Market Creek Plaza, and they have businesses that are selling their products to the community. And they have a new Walgreens that has a pharmacy for people to get their medications.
What do you hope to see in the future?
I hope to see the community improve and build more, so the kids of the future will have something to lean on towards and have something to fall back on.
To the rec center on Potomac. Okay, so why do you think recreation centers or parks is a positive force for youth in the community?
The rec centers serve as a positive community outlet in the community because we offer creative arts and crafts for the children. We offer free lunch programs. We offer developmental sports leagues for ages 4 and up, 4 to 17. We have special events, breakfast with Santa, a Halloween carnival. We have different events throughout the year. Sometimes other organizations like the Girl Scouts, the local troops that are at the schools come and utilize our rooms for arts and crafts meetings. We have a strong community council here. The rec council comes and meets Thursdays, and sometimes we have community service members from the mayor's office, from Myrtle Cole, which is this is her district, Paradise Hills District 4. Representatives come from their office and just talk about the community and the things that are needed for the community, upgrades, anything upcoming, they come and discuss. And they let the community know their leaders' standpoints and how they want to bridge the gap and work together with the community to make things better.
Okay, and how does that affect the youth or children?
It affects the youth and children because it allows them to see what's going on in the community. If there's any gang violence or fights or anything that's upcoming, anything that's going on, they always reach the community about it. There's a
My overall first impression, well, I really didn't have one, just due to that I grew up in the neighboring community, and I also lived in Southeast San Diego for a couple years, so I knew the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts. But I was kind of shocked to see the look on my classmates' face when we were doing this project, as I educated them on the what was going on within the community in itself as we were right there doing this project.
So, I honestly can't really recall what my first impression of Southeast San Diego was. I'm not from San Diego, so everything is kind of new to me already. But I did notice that when we got further southeast, that the streets started to get a little bit wider. There was a lot less building coverage. So I don't know, like it had a nice, like kind of calm feel to it. We went to this marketplace. The people there seemed really friendly. There was a trolley stop transportation, like a science center, a library. So that really was my first impression of the area. And then as we went on, I started to see that, like, there were sort of smaller problems, like, throughout. And then after talking to the residents, I kind of confirmed those same little.
So my first impression of Southeast San Diego was when we arrived at the trolley. There were a lot of homeless there, and they were talking like to the trees or to themselves, and I guess that kind of got me worried. And it wasn't until I found out about the methylene clinic that got me even more scared, because I thought there were going to be more people like that. However, after walking around, I did see that the community was connected, because there was a car wash going on with a family that supported itself, and it was a big family too. And I also went to the library where there were 3 girls that I got to talk to, and I asked them about the community and if they felt safe in it, and they said yes, that they were really friendly with their neighbors and they felt safe with their family there, and that they wished to reside there for a long while.
My first impression about Southeast San Diego was I wasn't really impressed about it or like amazed or anything, just because where I'm from, there are some similar parts that are like southeast, such as in like people have to be aware of where they go. If they go out to the store or even leave their cars out, they have to lock the doors. So I wasn't really shocked about what I saw at first, and then as we kept going around seeing the community, they're like every other city, they have good sides and they have bad sides. And I think overall everybody should appreciate every city, especially Southeast, and appreciate that it's a city where people are still learning and valuing their things.
Not being from the San Diego area, my first impression was kind of like a little timid to go to Southeast San Diego. But once going throughout the neighborhood, it was easy to see that even though there were some problems in the neighborhood, that it was really connected. They had a bunch of resources that offered help to the local people that lived there. There were a lot of parks in the area. Even though there was more liquor stores than churches, you could still tell that the community was on the up. As you can see, a lot of construction being built. There's a lot more buildings now, and they all have great transportation with the trolley as well.
Okay, so I'm familiar with southeastern San Diego because I was born there and I live there currently. For some people that don't live there, they might think that it's ghetto or violent because of a lot of gang activity, but if you go there, you'll see that there's a lot of community organizing. They have different resources like the Jacob Center and the library, and they also promote different events that go on in the community. Also, the recreation centers is a good place for the youth to go because it gives them mentors, and it also keeps them busy from being on the streets.